Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Euston Wall, of course. Today is a Friday, so that means tomorrow's Saturday, so I've got game day. So I'm taking it easy again, doing another technical session. We've got a game on Sunday as well this week, so I'm actually going to take it quite a lot easier. Similar to last week, going to do some much more easier routes, big technical focus. I'm going to try and make some points that I didn't make last week. I don't want to repeat myself again, so just working on a couple of other techniques, maybe going into a bit more technical stuff on toe hooks, heel hooks, and also foot placement and pulling with your toes. A few subtle techniques that people maybe haven't thought about yet. So yeah, I'm just going to jump on some of the easier climbs and yeah, try and talk through what I'm doing and explain it as best I can. So you may have seen this in another video that I did. At the end of that I did what's called a backwards flag, where I had my left foot planted and I put my right foot behind that leg against the wall, smearing. That's called a backwards flag. All that's doing is allowing me to not rotate out this way. If I didn't place my foot here, my body would have swung in this direction, which would have made it much more messy, much harder to match the last hold. So bringing my heel across this way made it much easier to match that final hold. So that's why I did that. Okay, so I'm just going to jump on this white V3 behind me now. There's a couple of technical things involved with this climb that will make it much easier for me to send. So one of them is placing my foot on this. I'm not just putting my foot on it, I'm going to pull with my toes. That's really key to make sure that I actually get my body across and my hips in. I'm actually going to be pulling very hard in this direction as well as down with my toes to keep me on the wall and pull my body towards the next hold. And then once I get a bit higher up, you'll see me do a heel hook on this. I'm going to place my heel very precisely on the hold to stop my body from swinging out. That's just going to anchor me in position. That's what the heel hook's for, to then make it easier to reach the last holds. Okay, I'm going to jump into this blue V4 now, a little bit more difficult. A couple of key technical pointers on this one. Firstly, once I get up to this hold with my hand, just to stabilise myself, I'm going to bicycle on this hold. So my right foot will be on top and my left foot will be squeezing up. I'm trying to create a compressive force on this hold. That's going to lock me into the place on the wall really securely. So I'm going to be doing that halfway up. And then also, as you can see, it's two walls that kind of meet here. So what I can do is get my hips further into the walls in the gap between them. So when I get a little bit higher into this section, I'll be really focusing on moving my hips as far into the wall as I can. That's going to make it a lot easier, take a lot of the strain off my hands, and yeah, make the last few moves on the route much more straightforward. Okay, so I'm going to go into this black V3 behind me now. Now, some of the moves on this are quite reachy, so whilst I'm trying to climb statically this evening to work on my technique a lot, on this route, that's not really going to benefit me. I'll be fighting a lot more, using a lot more energy by moving statically. What I'm going to do is try and dead point to each hold, and what that means is get my momentum correct so that when I pull myself into the wall, at the point where I catch the hold, I'm not moving forwards and also not falling away from the wall. I'll be catching the holds at the right time where I'm kind of in a dead point. That's what it's called, a dead point for. So that's what I'm going to do on this V3.
Okay, no, I see why.
Okay, I'm going to jump into this white V4 now, and what you notice about pretty much all the holes actually on this route is they're all underclings. So as you can see here, they're all facing essentially upside down. They're not down pulling, they're up pulling. So all the holes on this wall are like that, facing downwards rather than up, which makes it more difficult to hold on to. So the real keys here is making sure that I get my feet really high. I don't want to be catching these holds low. If I catch the holds low, then I'm going to be pinching like this and pulling to keep myself on the wall. When my feet are higher, my hand can come up to this position, and that will keep me locked into the wall itself. So I'm going to get my feet as high as I can when I'm on these holds, just to make sure that I secure myself on the wall. Okay, so this was a V4, it's actually been upgraded to a V5, this Wasp. So what the key technical point here is, the hardest part of the route really, the crux, is actually moving from this hold up to this hold. So what I'm going to do is try and get as much weight as I can through my left foot here. It's going to take the strain off my hands, and this is quite a slopey hold, so I want to have straight arms on this as much as possible. On slopers it's much worse when your arms are bent to hold on to it. You want to keep your arms straight as you can. So what I'm going to do is try and shift as much weight onto my foot here and get my hips as far left this way as I can, and that's going to shift my centre of gravity across above the foothold, making it much easier to lock off the right arm on this crimp and reach up to the left arm. Okay, so on this climb there's a very large gap between the two handholds at the beginning. So this is the start hold, starting with two hands on this one, and the next handhold that I'm going to be using is all the way up here on the volume. So it's a very long reach, as you can see, and the only feet that I've got to get there is this one and this one. So I'm going to start with my right foot on this hold, and then my left foot up here on this much bigger hold. And the key here is mantling, which is called mantling, where I'm going to get my weight from my hands being here in this position, pressing down to be in this position here instead. Weight on my foot as far as possible, and you'll probably see my leg flagging a lot on the wall behind doing one of this, just to keep my balance. That's going to really help me position myself, stop me swinging out from the wall, allow me to catch the hold with the left hand, and then when I'll be able to get my feet back on here and go up from there. But yeah, really key technical points with the mantling. Try and get as much weight on your foot as you can, as quickly as you can, and get your weight of your hips over this hold, centre of gravity above this, not back this way. Okay, I'm going to jump into this V4 red now, mainly just to show you the start. It's very technical. It's going to be a very big drop knee. As you can see, there's two start holds are very wide, and from the right hand it's quite a long way up to the next hold, which is what I'm going to go for, right hand to this one. So I'm going to make sure that I drop my knee, my right knee, very low on these start holds. Come in here and bring my hips all the way up to the wall, and then pull dynamically to the hold. Okay, I'm going to end the video there. It's a Friday night and it's 5:30ish now, so I don't want to get in the way of anybody that's climbing, trying to obviously enjoy themselves. So obviously my tripod and me filming is going to be in the way of people, so I'm just going to finish here, let them enjoy the evening. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was useful for you. A few tips in there, like I say, I'm just trying to work on my communication skills and obviously explanations when it comes to my coaching points in this. So if you found it useful, really appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, obviously, if you found it helpful. But yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. As always, grab life by the plums, and I'll see you in the next one.